What's up everyone, it's Laverick here. Today I want to give my honest take on Warframe as a new player in 2025. I'm going to be covering the good, the bad, and the ugly, and of course everything I'm saying here today is from my experience and my opinion. Now for the record, I just want to say I genuinely respect Digital Extremes for what they've managed to build here today. They support their creators, they support their community, they listen to that community, as well as they've managed to make a really unique free-to-play game loved by most with good monetization ethics and so much more. Now that said, love isn't blind loyalty. I'll be doing my best to separate my respect from the studio to the flaws of the game so I can be as objective as I reasonably can here in this video. I really hope you like it. This is my first ever YouTube video, so let me know what you think about it. As I mentioned, this is my first video ever, and I felt it's right to just properly introduce myself now. My name's Laverick. I've been gaming for over a decade now. I'm a massive RPG and MMO fan. I initially started gaming out on World of Warcraft Vanilla. My parents got me into it, and I spiraled into MMOs from there. I also used to grind competitive FPS games, and I touched a little bit into like the T3, T2 esports scenes in a couple of games, R6, CSGO. But now I'm properly diving into Warframe for the very first time. Well, kind of. I've touched the game before at least twice, never played for more than a month at any given point, so I'm kind of considering this my first real run of Warframe itself. With that, I've also kind of started streaming again. I started last November, and then I kind of stopped for a couple of months due to some stuff, and now I'm streaming here again, and my primary game is Warframe. I love the community, and honestly, it's the interactions that I see in my Twitch chat that keep me coming back to the game, interacting with other streamers as well, and overall, it's just, this has been a fun experience so far, which is why I'm now diving in to make content videos. I really hope you enjoy. Let's get on with the show. Now, my first impressions go all the way back to 2017. I made my account, played a few missions, got overwhelmed playing solo, and then I quit. Probably a story a lot of people can relate to. I then came back about a month before Whispers in the Wall, played for a bit with some friends, quit, again mostly because there's just so much going on that my ADHD brain just tapped out. Fast forward to about a month ago at the time of this recording, I came back, started streaming Warframe, and a friend told me, hey, Laverick, you need to stop, take a breath, focus on one thing at a time. But my first impression was still the same. Very overwhelmed. Some people have said that Warframe isn't confusing or overwhelming, but honestly, it is, and I think it's a little bit naive or disingenuous to say otherwise. The lack of in-game tutorials for key systems, plus how much is thrown at you early on, often leaves me asking, what do I do for now? For me, most of my 2025 experience has involved relying on wikis and my chat, which has been a massive help for learning and actually being able to progress to Steel Path and being able to live throughout Steel Path. That said, the game's making strides towards better onboarding, things like user-friendly quests that teach modding, which is coming in the fall update, which is a massive quality of life win for Warframe. While I've had a ton of help from viewers and randoms dropping into my streams, that isn't just streamer privilege. The Warframe community is full of veterans happy to help whether they stream, make content, or otherwise just hang out in the game, which I believe is a testament to the inclusive community that Digital Extremes seems to try to foster within their games. So far, I haven't done a single piece of content that I truly disliked. Sure, some things are mildly annoying and make me crash out, but overall, I'm still having fun doing that. The grind doesn't feel like a chore. I've also kind of tried to avoid accepting big gifts, so I can earn the majority of gear, Warframes, weapons, etc. myself. Now it's on to Warframe's strengths, which for me is going to be the fluid, unique movement system allowing you to go from 0 to 100 in the flash of a second, looking at you Goss mains, the massive variety of weapons, playstyles, and the ridiculous amount of customization that you can do. Weapons, Warframes, your vehicles, your companion slash pets, your character, even your orbiter, which is going to be your main mission hub. Fashion frame is also a key part of Warframe's identity, I'll say. So everyone always says with MMOs, like with WoW and Final Fantasy, faction is the end game. Warframe is no different in this regard. People hold actual contests like fashion shows. Shameless plug, my clan does that too. Overall, Warframe offers a huge amount of content. It's gonna offer dailies, a ton of stuff for you to do weekly. It's gonna offer you just random missions that you can do to do more horizontal progression. The game has an inviting and mostly inclusive community, tons of freedom. It even has fishing. Now, the game has open world areas. It's not a open world game, so to speak, although it has specific areas where you and your group of 4 can go do stuff. This is going to be where you do like animal conservation. You're going to shoot a tranquilizer into an animal and kind of capture it and relocate it. Kind of. This is where you can do fishing, and you can do some pretty big stuff like Eidolon hunting, etc. like that. The open world areas are really cool, and I don't think Warframe would have worked as a fully open world game, but having these sections of the game which are kind of more open world ish is really nice to play, and it's a really nice change of pace from just going from where you spawn to capturing the target to the extraction and rinse and repeat over again. Something I also want to touch on is technically Warframe is a looter shooter, and it leans more towards the horizontal progression than vertical. One thing I constantly see people, which I have been guilty of in the past, is people comparing it to Destiny, but honestly I feel like they're two vastly different games. Now, moving on to my complaints. I honestly don't have that many, but first, the lack of in-game explanations. No tutorial or knowledge hub for new players that cover various in-game topics like the difference between a prime versus a normal Warframe, including weapons, how different game modes work, rewards, rotations, and loot tables. Now, I do know that the Warframe wiki exists, but I do believe you shouldn't have to leave the game for that basic information. Now, this might have actually improved since 2017 and 2023 from when I first kind of played the game. However, this video is covering my impressions and memories of the game, so it's worth a mention. Second, HUD flexibility. Coming from MMOs, I'm used to moving health bars and UI elements. This isn't really a huge complaint, but it's very noticeable in the chaos of Steel Path when I'm turning away to look at my health and suddenly I get one shot because I've not kept something up. Third, the lack of an in-game marketplace. Now yes, trade chat exists, but it's a mess. And it's wildly unfair towards new players. Many new players don't actually know about Warframe.market, the kind of unofficial trading hub with actual fair prices, and that just sounded like an ad, but I promise you it's not. But I feel like having a proper trading system that isn't just trade chat is really important, because the amount of people I see who brag about, I just ripped off this new player for 500 plat, is disheartening, and it just really sucks. Now finally, I do want to talk about balance at endgame. As an MMO player, I would love to see more proper MMO style or even Destiny style raids, just please don't balance like Bungie, in Warframe. Finally, balance in endgame. As an MMO player, I love to see some proper MMO style or even Destiny style raids in Warframe, not just dumping bullets into a giant health bar, but real mechanics that make you think, coordinate, and actually engage with the fight. Granted, Destiny doesn't even do that either nowadays, instead opting to add a 0 to the health pool. But I ran, and I'm gonna butcher this, I apologize, the Ropta locked list. I ran it almost blind a couple weeks ago at the time of this recording, and it was so much fun figuring out mechanics. More of that, please. Now, this is gonna get kind of controversial. Honestly, I'd scrap damage attenuation. I don't know how to pronounce that word. It's a really big word, but I'd scrap it entirely. I don't know what you put instead. Balance through other means, like maybe nerf mods, adjust the general damage output, lower damage cap, or maybe a general stat squish is required for this game at this point. WoW does it. It's been out for 25 plus years. They constantly squish their stats because they just have to at some point. I don't envy DE on this one, as the power creep in Warframe is getting pretty wild from what I've seen. And I get that it's entirely hard to balance, but from this complaint, this comes from when my damage just falls off because of this mechanic. It just feels like it cheapens the fight, like my choices and my builds don't matter. That loss of player agency, I'm not a big fan of. I don't have other solutions to how to fix it. I'm just merely voicing my displeasure at it like everyone else has done. Monetization. This is gonna probably ruffle a few feathers, but at the same time, I gotta give props to where props are due. Warframe, as a game, is pay to win. That's gonna have Warframe fans defending it like it's not pay to win, it's pay to convenience, it's pay to skip. It's the same damn thing. Pay to win is pay to win. Now, granted, I will say there are levels to it, so it is more of a pay and convenience way rather than pay to dominate like some games like Lost Ark. But also, since Warframe is a PvE game at its core, it doesn't really impact others. Yes, you can buy gear to skip the grind, you can buy currency to skip the manufacturing process, but you still need to level your gear and you still need to learn how to play it. Platinum is tradable, so with a couple hours of grinding, maybe over a couple of days, you can get some premium stuff for free. Then there's the Tenogen. Players make cosmetics, submit some to DE, if it gets approved, it gets sold, and the creators get a cut. That's the very simple of it that I understand, and honestly, I love that. Overall, I'd say Warframe's monetization is very player-friendly, it's very ethical, and it's just... It's what's made this game, NDE, such a, honestly, I'd say like a 10 out of 10 game. I didn't expect to get this hooked on Warframe, whether it's the giant crit numbers I see in Steel Path, unlocking my first Incarnate, evolving weapons, or running missions at 4 AM half asleep while muscle memory kicks in. It's, how do I explain it? It's addicting. The community, they're fantastic. 300 plus hours, I've met maybe 1 to maybe 3 at a push trolls or negative experiences. Now overall, I think probably the biggest takeaway that I'd give new players here is the best advice that I've gotten, and I would forward on to recommend other people. That's going to be take it real slow. If you're brand spanking new to Warframe, do the MSQ, do your main stories, unlock your planet nodes, and then kind of figure out what you want to grind from there. Pick a Warframe, grind that, pick another Warframe, and just go from that. Just focus on one grind at a time. It becomes a lot less confusing and overwhelming in that regard. I would also say join an active clan. Warframe's a really great game if you're starting out. You just need to do a little bit of research at this point in time, which I want to say I wish wasn't the case, but you know, it's just the game we have at this point. So now with TennoCon just passing a couple of weeks ago, I'm really hyped for the future of this game for the rest of 2025, the old peace update, as well as the 2026 narrative expansions. I'm really excited for all of that. I want to say, if you watched this far, I really appreciate you. Oh, and while we're talking Warframe hype, once we hit 250 followers on Twitch, I'm going to be giving away 4K Platinum in varying amounts, so follow now, get involved, and maybe you'll snag some plat to boost your own grind. Now make sure to please subscribe to my channel, it means a lot as an aspiring creator, like the video, and leave a comment. I want to know about your favorite memory, your favorite aspect of Warframe. Now, thanks for watching, it's been a real pleasure, peace out.